everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Thursday, October 2, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We'll be having a reverse aging health call and all the rest Friday, tomorrow night, after 9:15 p.m. Eastern. You want to make sure you're in a comfortable position, relaxed into your body, focused on your breath rising and falling, as still as a statue. Ask yourself a question, straight up, straight honest with yourself. Are you an abundant being? Period. It's easy for us to fall into, like when you listen to something or hear something, right? And you fall into, you view it, if you're negative, if you're in a negative down mood, no matter how it's presented, you will view it as negative. Now, you're in an up mood, right? And you view it, in other words, listen to it, you'll find up positives in the presentation. And this is a way to find out. When you're down and you're irritated and frustrated, you are in a very low frequency. You are attracting more of the same frequency, right? So you say to yourself, well, let's shift gears and I'll go into a higher frequency and a positive and see what positive is in this, okay? Content, presentation, whatever. Because I see this happening with people. They're in a, how do you put it? They're in a dark place, negative, okay? And they don't really, I don't believe they really comprehend the fact that they're attracting negative to them. This is the risk that we take, because we all go negative. We all get into that. None of us are exempt. Get into that mode where we're what? We're negative. Negative about what, ourselves, situations, period. And we can change it so quickly, but many of us just swim with it. And you can do certain things to counteract it. You say, well, what am I grateful for? Period. When you see evil, you have to be careful not to be absorbed into it. When you see evil, you look at the positive aspects from your perspective. Okay? Because as I've mentioned, that all throughout this country, there are instances of evil. And I think people, in a way, are surprised that that's happening. That's the case. When I talk about the fact that evil is being mitigated, vaporized. But see, in the communities and everything across the U.S., there's all kinds of what? Negatives. People doing bad things, people doing negative things, all across the board. But it shouldn't be a surprise, because they've been following the headquarters in Washington for generations. Okay? Because that's the boss of corruption. And then all of the others are assistants and other subsidiaries of the corruption. So it shouldn't surprise people that they emulate across our country miniature, small forms of those in Washington. They copy. And this is what people don't realize, is that we have this, we look at it, and we say to ourselves, this must go as well. And you look at all these things, and it depends on how you are going to respond to them, if you respond at all. This is why focusing on what you want is mandatory for ourselves. Not faking it, but focusing on what you want. You focus on what you want, it's in a positive light. It isn't negative. And it's difficult because there are so many things happening that we get caught up in it. We just do. We get caught up in it all. And, maybe in our own community there's negative things that we've witnessed or experienced. And it gets overwhelming. But there's a positive for that, because the people are becoming more and more aware that this stuff must end. Because they see, now they're witnessing it front and center, and not undercover. See, it's just right there in their faces. And it's constant, and it's all over our country. And more and more people are saying this has to end. This deception and manipulation and greed and lust for power, control, and money must end completely. Not partially, but all the way across. And that's why when you focus on what you want, what I want is I want it all to end. You got to be clear about it. So you can't be lazy. How do you want it to end? I want the evil to be mitigated on the planet. Not the civilization. I'm not talking about everybody's gone. I just mean that zeroing in on the beings that incite and instigate and create low vibrational frequencies. Disruption, destruction, hatred. All of those mitigated. So where they can't function, how can that be? How can it, where they get to the point they can't function? Higher and higher vibrational frequencies, which then increase your level of frequency, which begins to, you begin to embrace your enlightenment even more. And you feel it. And this is how it will recede and disintegrate. And it's a really positive thing that we have what's going on as far as the good is showing this front and center. It's no longer hidden. It's been hidden for decades, generations. But now it's no longer hidden. These beings are acting out what they've always done and always been. And you can automatically tell and see what's going on. It doesn't take long, because when you get aware to a certain point, you can see it as a watcher, an observer, not a participant. But you see it happening. Huge. And as you see it unfold, you choose to counteract it by concentrating on something to you that's very super positive to you. Okay? And you go through this metamorphosis. It's like in these meditations, in the quiet time. I share an ample amount of information. You embrace whatever part you wish, or none at all. And you focus on the now, in being, in quiet, in peace, in tranquility. Right now, there's a lot of people on the planet that are overwhelmed. Some of us, though, kind of are kicked back because all of this shall end. It's an inevitability. Some people are a bit overstimulated, overwhelmed by all this stuff going on. But we're also living in super exciting times, unprecedented in the history of this planet. We're talking thousands and thousands and thousands of years, because everybody, more and more people, are recognizing and comprehending just exactly what's happening. Do you honestly believe that these beings across our country that are in counties and townships and so on and so forth, that they're going to be able to continue to operate as the vibrational frequencies continue to rise? It's never happened before. This is why their perspective is the opposite of ours. Ours is gentleness, kindness, happiness, joy, bliss, right? Flourishing, expanding. And theirs is the opposite. Destruction, elimination. So when the majority of frequencies are high, they will not be able to operate. Like they'll be frozen. And it's difficult to identify these beings by how they respond to things and how they view things and what their perspectives are. It's not difficult at all. A lot of people wish for unification, right? And there is unification going on, but not as much as we would like. And what's the unification? Well, those are people that spend time with themselves, forgive themselves, cover every aspect of themselves, and then they're happy. They're free from all the crud that they've been carrying. They just surrender it and let it go. Period. And by doing that, they release themselves. And people say, what causes this being overwhelmed? Well, it first originates from those deeper beliefs that say we should or shouldn't be experiencing something. And we judge the experience that we are having. And overwhelm can often contain this internalized time pressure from deadlines that we set for ourselves. And this is all about letting go and relaxing and remaining receptive to what life has to offer you. And you can choose to refocus your energies on what is healing and create a more relaxed and enjoyable way of living that deeply nourishes your body, mind, and soul. It's good to know that we humans can only reap the richest and most fulfilling rewards life has to offer when we are living life from a relaxed, centered, and peaceful state. It's the only time. And if you don't, then you're in chaos and overwhelm. Stillness is the greatest achievement one can have in life, Papaji. How long can you be still? This is what we do in these meditations. We're still. And the only way to find that true happiness and fulfillment your mind desperately seeks is to recognize that the God source, you, who you really are, is always here now. And when you connect with the peaceful stillness that is who you truly are, typically feel a deep sense of fulfillment. This is when you will naturally relax. See the futility of striving so hard for outer contentment. Ask yourself, have you ever relaxed into this moment? Imagine what it would be like to fully relax into this moment and stop being concerned or worrying so much about achieving something in the next moment. Simply choose to allow your mind and physical body to completely relax. That's what we do in these meditations. You completely relax into your body. And when you truly know that the now moment is perfect, and focus simply on what you are doing in each single second instead of the future, you will naturally start to relax. And at that stage, you cannot feel overwhelmed when you are completely present to the now and see the perfection of the now moment. Because overwhelm is a feeling generated by future thoughts. Where is that? Ego mind. So, if and when you start to feel overwhelmed by your life, simply stop and begin to practice the fine art of trusting the perfection of each moment as it arises. Why do we breathe shallow? Most of us breathe shallow on this planet. We're breathing, but we're barely breathing. Why is that? Right? The reason is that we are constantly being driven by all of the thoughts our mind is throwing at us. And so what do? Well, you take a deep breath. You relax your body and mind, like in this meditation. The more you breathe deeply, the more you naturally let go of feelings of stress and begin feeling more peaceful and centered about your life. Now, most of us have the challenge that our bodies resist relaxation at first. Yet when you imagine that everyone you love is looking at you with eyes of love, your body will eventually melt and let go. This universe is literally holding you in a warm cradle of love, taking care of all that you can receive, all of this love and support. The relaxed body-mind is a receptive one that is open to receiving support and help from this universe. The more receptive your body-mind is, the easier it is for you to navigate through your life. And what I do in the mornings, before I even stir out of bed, as soon as I wake up, I bring my attention to my breath. I notice how open, relaxed, and peaceful I am. And I am really relaxed. And I'm barely conscious that I am relaxed. Yet just upon waking up, watch the breath during these precious moments in the now. And I know it will soon open me up to finding a sense of freedom and spaciousness inside me. So I use this time to free my mind from all concerns and relax deeper into the spacious creative energy that I am. So I hang out in this spacious feeling as long as I can. And then during my day, I take time to return to the memory of this feeling, to re-enter and explore this spacious feeling again. I take it with me. I keep it. And during the course of the day, at certain times, I revisit it. It's quite enjoyable. See, we train ourselves to move away from the mind. We train ourselves to move away from the mind. The great thing is that the mind teaches us. We don't care to be controlled by the mind anymore. We find out more and more often that the heart mind is magnificent. It's the only place to be. But first, you clean the slates and continue surrender, where when you do go into heart-mindedness, you don't feel guilty. A lot of people just feel guilty. Oh, I should be doing this or I should be doing that. I shouldn't be doing this. That's not good. I got this to do and this to do and this to do. I shouldn't be just sitting here. One of the greatest secrets to untangling yourself, spinning a new web around you, is in exploring the truth of what and who you really are. Explore the truth that you're the God, that you're the pure consciousness, that you're the heaven, that you're the kingdom of God. And when you practice using the mind to free the mind from all the thoughts it's been wrapped up in and attached to, you get more mental activity. Instead of playing the game of the mind, start dismantling. Let the mind weave the web it wants to weave, yet choose to focus on the light and consciousness within. See, so the mind's there as you're watching it, but your focus is on the light and consciousness within, not the mind. You leave the mind alone. And so we become the experiences that you'll attract to you can only bring you into a more enlightened perspective when you abide in the knowing that consciousness is natural, effortless, and the essential eternal state of who and what you already are. So what do we get? Well, we get curious about this consciousness. Now, one thing is that if you think that you know it, let that thought go. It's just a thought and not actually pure consciousness itself. Drop all ideas about who you truly are. Liberate yourself completely. And this consciousness is truly unknowable. It cannot be pinned down as something that you comprehend once and are forever done with it. It is as infinite as this universe and is here for you to explore throughout your entire lifetime. Your job is to gently unfold it and discover this dynamic divine being that you already are. What is this consciousness? It's the God source. And it is everywhere. The secret to discovering it is in being vulnerable, open, and receptive to this moment. Be honest with yourself about what you experience, what your experience is, and then let that experience go. Now, if and when resistance is there, become that wall and let it go. Explore every experience that arises until it is finished. Your life will become more rich, and juicy and full of aliveness. Consciousness is not cold, hard, or rigid by any means. It contains a sacred warmth that you'll only find in the heart of it. And this love is the love of your essence. It is already inside your heart right here and now. It's to render to what is true and real. Join you in meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose, and an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still, relaxed into your body, focused on your breath rising and falling. We are all so grateful that you are alive. Did you realize that your very presence lightens and brightens the vibration of our planet? Every smile you give, every hug you share, and every kind word you speak opens the hearts of those around you. You are a divine spark of infinite potential, spreading joy and love like ripples in a cosmic pond. The entire universe sings with your every act of kindness, and the stars themselves are brighter because of you. May your spirit soar and your light shine ever brighter, illuminating the way for all who seek truth and love. Thanks for sharing your love. Your life is the light of this world. Your presence is a deep, eternal loving to everyone who gets to meet you. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, the following morning. We'll return here for Friday, October 3, 2025, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our global guided meditation call, and after 9:15 p.m. Eastern to continue our reverse aging health call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest eternal gratitude at all times, no matter what's going on within you or outside of you. Open your heart and allow the magic to flow in.